turns out that the beautiful game is not all about silk moves and glorious moments. Rules are an important part of the game, and changes to these rules are even more important. Since the English FA drafted the rules for the game in 1863, things haven't stayed the same though, and we have some footballers to thank for it. Here are footballers who forced rule changes. Whether it's inventing new technology or yellow cards, these players have made their mark on football history, and in the law books too. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. Let's get right into it. Emi Martinez. Controversies often forces things to change, and that was the case with Emi Martinez. The Argentine goalkeeper brought his full bag of tricks to the World Cup, from throwing the ball away from the French players to taunting them during the penalty shootout. Martinez became a master instigator in the World Cup final. His antics got a little out of hand, and the International Football Association board had to step in and bring some order to the penalty business. From July the 1st, goalkeepers would no longer be able to touch the goalpost or net to delay a penalty or use unfair antics to distract a penalty taker. Looks like Emi Martinez may have to invent a new set of ways to do some emotional damage. Antonio Ratin. Want to know how the yellow and red cards became a staple of the game? Antonio Ratin is the answer. Born in 1937, Ratin played for Boca Juniors and remains one of the biggest idols at the club with his sober and solid playing attributes. In Boca Juniors, Ratin played for 15 years as a midfielder and won 5 titles for the club. Ratin's great performance for Boca Juniors led him to the Argentine national team, and this is where things got a little feisty for Ratin. In the 1966 World Cup match against England, Ratin was sent off for violence of the tongue by the German referee Rudolf Kretlin. Ratin was incensed with the decision and refused to leave the pitch. He took his protest a step further and even sat on the ceremonial red carpet meant for the Queen. As things continued to heat up, Ratin had to be escorted out of the stadium by police officers. After the game, FIFA decided to institute yellow cards and red cards in the game to bring some order to the whole fracas. Frank Lampard. In the summer of 2010, another generation of English talent was on a quest to win the World Cup. This time heralded by Wayne Rooney, Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, England had a real chance to punch above their weight for World Cup glory. It was a crucial game against Germany, and England was trailing 2-1 when the ball fell to Frank Lampard outside the box. Lampard's shot rattled the underside of the crossbar and bounced over the goal line in what should have been an equaliser. Unfortunately for England, the referee wasn't notified of the goal and the linesman missed it too. Everyone in the stadium was absolutely bewildered as replays showed the ball clearly crossing the line. If the goal was given, England would have drawn level, and who knows what could have happened. Instead, England lost the game 4-1 after a proper German rut. Even if England lost the game, Lampard's disallowed goal wasn't bad luck after all. The blatant error was too big to ignore, and GoalLine technology was introduced into the game. Even Sepp Blatter had to admit technology was the next thing to do. In his words, it is obvious that after the experiences so far at this World Cup, it will be nonsense not to reopen the file on GoalLine technology. Thanks to Lampard's misfortune, we're certain that this sort of mess never happens again. GoalLine technology was first used in the 2012 World Cup and brought to England in 2013. We've had fewer GoalLine incidents ever since. Bill McCracken. For ages now, the offside rule has been a major part of the beautiful game. Without the offside rule, football would become the ultimate kick and run game. To keep the game neat and tidy, the offside rule has been tweaked many times. These days, 2 players have to be between the striker and the goal when he receives the ball. In the early 1990s, it was a little tougher because it had to be 3 players. But along came Bill McCracken, the master of the offside trap. He was so engrossed in mastering this craft that he knew the perfect time to step up and leave strikers in the offside position. McCracken carefully lined himself with his defensive partner just over the halfway line and caught forwards out constantly. Once other teams got wind of McCracken's tactics, they started doing the same, and goals became few and far between. Just like a Liverpool win these days, if we do say so ourselves. The lack of goals became so bad that fans stopped attending the games and revenue for clubs dwindled. At the peak of Bill's prowess, the FA stepped into only 2 defenders for the 1925-26 season. Thanks to this rule change, the number of goals doubled and the attendance was on the rise, and everyone was happy again, except for Nerdy Bill, of course. Jean-Marc Bosman. Many football fans may not have heard of Jean-Marc Bosman, but even if you don't know him directly, you definitely feel the effects of his rule change till today. Remember contract extensions, free agents and player power. Jean-Marc Bosman started it all. If there's any player who signed as a free agent to your club who you absolutely love, you should probably thank Bosman for that. During his heydays, Jean-Marc Bosman played for Standard Liège, RFC League, St. Louis-Quatemos, Saint-Denis and Olympique Charleroi. When Bosman wanted to join the French club Dunkirk after his contract expired in 1990, Standard Liège demanded a transfer fee of over £500,000. Standard Liège and Dunkirk could not come to an agreement and Bosman had to remain in the Standard League. After the failed transfer, Bosman's wages were cut by 75%, so he earned around about £500. That was unfair, of course, and Bosman wasn't ready to go down without a fight. He took the case to the European Court of Justice, which ruled the case in his favour. The court ruled that footballers should be able to join clubs for free once their contracts are over. This was a huge moment for players as they could make decisions in what is known as the Bosman transfer. Players can now negotiate better transfer deals and contract deals, while football clubs could now explore a whole new free agent market. So there we have it. These are players who forced rule changes in their careers. Could you name some other players who forced rule change in the comment section? While you do that, check out the largest stadiums not played in the top flight leagues in this video and subscribe so you get the first ring once we have a new video. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.